Mama, thank you for who I am. Thank you for all the things I'm not. Forgive me for the words unsaid, for the times I forgot. Mama, remember all my life. You showed me love, you sacrificed. Think of those young and early days, how I've changed along the way, along the way. And I know you believed, and I know you had dreams, and I'm sorry it took all this time to see that I am where I am because of your truth. And I miss you, yeah, I miss you. Mama, forgive the times you cried. Forgive me for not making right. All of the storms I may have caused, and I've been wrong by your eyes, by your eyes. 'Cause I know you believed, and I know you had dreams, and I'm sorry it took all this time to see that I am where I am because of your truth. And I miss you, I miss you.
Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Gilbury, and on behalf of Noreen's family, welcome as we join in sadness, but also in celebration of a long life lived. A special welcome to those joining us today on live stream. Would everyone please check their phones, switch to silent or off, please. It can be difficult to find words at times like this. Our words are often so full of emotions that it can be tricky to remember what's to be said. It can also be said that it's good to call on the happy times and the laughter, to think of Noreen as you knew her. I'll begin today with a poem from granddaughter Jess. You have seen us all through the best of times and the worst. For everyone here, you were part of our lives from the beginning until now. Sometimes we could forget this day would ever come because it felt like you would be here forever somehow. You have watched us all grow. You have been there for every moment, and the things won't ever feel the same. Because it was your light that lit the room, your beautiful little smile that we kept in our hearts as a forever, eternal flame. As much as we miss you here, we know many people in heaven were ready to greet you with open arms. Reunited with loved ones that you have dearly missed, all ready to enjoy your quirks and your charms. It is time for us to let go, and as much as it comes with hurt and sorrow, you have left your undeniable strength that help us all get through today and tomorrow. And as each and every day passes without you, it won't be easy for us, but you will always live on, inside our hearts and memories, along with Lyle, Sharon, and John. Noreen Joan Quarrell passed away at the Mersey Hospital on Tuesday the 25th of April, her daughter Leanne and granddaughter Christy by her side. She was the great age of 92. Activist Maggie Kuhn said, "Old age is not a disease, it is strength, survivorship, triumph over all kinds of disappointments and trials and illnesses." And it's true to say for a long while young, Noreen had a tough life, dealt much over the years. She was born on the 26th of August 1930 in Burney to parents Malcolm and Iris Hendrick. She had 4 siblings, Dulcie, May, Ted, and Max, now all deceased. Noreen and her siblings' first trial came when just at the age of 3, both of her parents passed away with tuberculosis. The children were then split up and put in orphanages in Launceston. The girls to one, the boys to another. It was not a good era for institutions and not a really happy place for her or her siblings. Was this the beginning of what made Noreen strong and able to get on with life? I do believe it must have been. As she got older, she took on hotel work in Launceston and eventually moved in with her sister May and her husband. It was while working in the hotel she met her future husband, Kevin Mark Quarrell, a sawmill worker. They married on the 23rd of December 1950, and eventually children Lyle, Paul, John, Leanne, and Sharon came along. The surviving children, Paul and Leanne. Kevin and Noreen moved around a little, living including in Upper Blessington, Winnelea, Penguin, and finally settling in Ulverston. Husband Kevin passed away in 1985. As her own children grew and married, her grandchildren came into her life, and Noreen was a very happy nan. Then came great-grandchildren, and now great-great-grandchildren. She lived a good while with her son John, and then for the last 10 to 11 years, she moved in with Leanne, and she took care of her mum. Noreen liked to be social within the family and with her great friend Pat. She always looked forward to going out, always smartly dressed, always with her beads on. She loved her son Lyle and wife Wendy's awesome parties where she could have fun and family catch-ups. She would have a beer now and then and once discovered some vodka cruisers. She thought they were a little bit like soda pop and perhaps overdid them and learnt a bit of a lesson. Her son Paul and wife Christine would have her to stay at Rowella. She loved Paul's sense of humour. Her niece Janice would take her shopping and on days out, Janice being like another daughter to her. Leanne would take her out often to play her keno, now and then surprised at a few choice words that could be heard when she didn't have a win. Board games were often played, and the family said that Noreen did like her puzzles and crosswords. Another favourite was The Bold and the Beautiful, and she insisted on quiet while it was on the television. I'm told by the grandkids that her Anzac biscuits were the best. She loved Christmas. Noreen didn't drive and therefore would walk a good bit until she was unable to get round much. Animals. Well, Noreen, you were none too fond of them, but it didn't stop you feeding them under the table. I'll now read a tribute from Noreen's daughter, Leanne. Mum, you were the best loving mum anyone could have. Your smile and your shining eyes told us how much we were loved. We will miss you deeply. You left us with some wonderful memories that we will cherish, just like we cherished you. Love you forever, your daughter, Leanne. I'm now going to invite granddaughters Jess and Kelly up to say a few words for their nan.
Little Nana, I used to think this day would never come because it felt like you'd be with us forever. When I think of you, the words strong, funny, quirky, cheeky, happy, and cute come to mind. You were the shining star of our family. You're the one constantly making us all laugh together. You were the light of the room and our lives. One of my favourite memories is being excited to finish school so I could ride my bike to Nan and Uncle John's, where we would spend all afternoon playing board games together. Who knew word games could be so competitive? Nan and I would dance around the lounge room to Chad Morgan. We would sing mucking around and trucking around together, but Nan would change the word truckin' to something else beginning with the F. She was a very naughty nana who at dinner times would make me throw her Brussels sprouts out the window when Mum wasn't in the room. And as much as she wasn't an animal person, she would also feed her broccoli to my dog under the table. Then he would get in trouble for always hanging around Nan's feet at dinner time. 92 years, hey, what a life. Mum, I would also like to thank you for the amazing and selfless care you gave Nan. For 10 plus years, you treated Nan like a queen the whole time she lived with you, and you were the reason she was with us for so long. The little jokes and games you used to play with Nan helped Nan keep her gorgeous little personality right to the end, so thank you for everything you did to keep Nan happy and healthy for so long. And on that note, I will end this with the famous words from Nan. Duck, wuck, double uck, farfuck, mac and tuck. That's how you spell duck.
It's amazing that through the life she lived, she always smiled. Not once did her smile not light up a room when you entered, and she always made sure that she told you that she loved you before you left. For all that she has gone through in her life, she was never one of those sour old ladies that you couldn't bear to see down the street. She had so much love to share around her family, and I idolised her. And I hope that I can carry half the strength she had for 92 years.
So this is just a piece from my dad. Mum, your life was long and full of lasting memories. You were beautiful inside and out with so much love to give. You're an amazing mother, grandmother and great-grandmother to all who loved you. I loved having you stay with on many occasions and our weekend visits to you at home. I loved you for all your life and will continue to love you for the rest of mine. I love you, Mum, Paul. This from my sister and I. Nan, Nanny, Nana. Thinking back to our younger years when Nan would come and stay. We couldn't wait for those times to come round quick enough. Growing up with Nan, we had so much fun and laughter. She always loved to take her teeth out and have a chat. We always talked Nan into daytime fun in the swimming pool to late night board games. Nan would never enter the pool without her shower cap. Couldn't get her hair wet. The late night games of trouble were our great highlights. Nan was very competitive, and if we ever landed on her, she would throw a fist in the air and let out many, many profanities. We would have to calm her down so as not to wake Mum and Dad. Nan always kept us out of trouble and would do the cover-ups for us. We always sat at the kitchen table for dinner with Nan because if there was something on our plate we didn't like, Nan would jump up, toss it in the chook bucket and turn it over, so Mum and Dad never knew a thing. One day playing badminton in the lounge room with Dad's shuttlecots and an open fireplace. And yes, the fire was going. And you guessed it, shuttlecots straight in. But Nan always took the blame. Maybe that's the excitement of Nan's sleepovers. We could be rat bags and never get in trouble. If you ever said anything to Nan, rude or crude, her response was always, "Oh, go on, get out," with a little giggle to follow. You had a beautiful 92 years, Nan. Your passing on a memorable day such as Anzac Day is because you were a trooper, Nan, our little trooper. Keep being mischievous. We love you always, Nan. Rest in peace.
We had a beautiful, wonderful Nan Her smile was made of sunshine and her heart was solid gold. Her eyes were as bright as shining stars. We found both hope and courage just by looking in her eyes. She took great care of us when we were young, when Mum and Dad were working. Her cheeky sense of humour and laughter was a source of joy and always made us laugh. Her words, warm and wise, there was a kindness and compassion found in her embrace. We had a wonderful Nan, and that's the way it will always be, because she's still keeping an eye on all of us. A stronger person would be hard to find. You were a fighter until the end, and in your heart you were always kind. You fought for all of us in one way or another, not just as a mother, but a grandmother and great-grandmother too. For all of us, you gave your best, and now the time has come for you to rest. So go in peace, you've earned your sleep, your love in our hearts will eternally keep. We love you, and we will be deeply missed by all. You are now reunited with your 3 beautiful children. Hold them tight in your arms and give our Dad an even tighter hug from us.
Thank you, ladies. I have a tribute to read out from granddaughter Christy. I used to love coming over to your house for sleepovers, where you would always make continental chicken soup. Once I was older, I remember you coming to stay at my house in Hobart one night, and that was the night you drank the vodka spritzers, thinking they were doing nothing until you tried to stand up, fumbled, because they hit you all at once. It is safe to say you had a very big hangover the next day. In your final days, I spent most of the time with you at the hospital, where I told you I loved you. I heard you mumble, "I love you back." You also managed to poke your tongue out at me for one last time. I pushed my bed against yours, held your hand until you fell asleep, and I was there in your final moments. I was by your side, just like you were by mine when I was growing up. I love you, Nan. I will always remember my funny, cheeky little Nana, granddaughter Christy. And a couple of the grandkids who couldn't be here today, I just have a little bit to mention from them. This is from James. The best Nan I could ever have. She was a perfect Nan. I remember I called her grandma once, and I'll just say I never did that again. We were so fortunate to live within walking distance, and Nan would often walk over and visit us as kids. And when it was time for her to go, I would block the front door, as I never wanted her to leave. Nan had quite the sense of humour and would often tell us these not-so-polite poems, as we heard. She would pretend she was the boogeyman and chase us around the house with her false teeth hanging out. I'd often stay at her place on the weekend, and she would let me stay up late, eat chocolate, and watch late-night westerns on television. I thought this day would never come. She was our Nan, and during the hard times she was our rock. She will live on forever in our hearts until we meet again. Rest in peace, Nana. And one from Stacey and Jodie, grandchildren. Nan was a very strong, resilient woman. She set a great example for us grandchildren. She always made us laugh with her cheekiness and her funny limericks and rhymes. She loved her children and grandchildren very much, and especially appreciated Leanne for taking care of her later in life. She's resting now with her 3 children, Sharon, John, and our dad, Lyle. We're sorry we can't be there today, but we love you, Nan. You will be missed. Stacey and Jodie. And just one more, I think, from a nephew. Yeah. Robert, Lois, Tamika, Damien, and Chantel would like to apologise for not being able to be here today. However, we would all like to say, we are forever grateful for the love, care, and understanding Auntie Noreen gave Mum Dulcie and our dear grandmother in her darkest time of losing Bob. Our dad and grandfather, father-in-law, had passed away. She stood by her sister, cleaning, cooking, sharing her love and care, keeping her sister company in the saddest of time and in ours. What a beautiful person you were, with a lovely family that truly loved you. We will always miss you. Remember and love you, Auntie Noreen. Forever remembered. Rest in peace, dearest Noreen. We love you. Please now take a little time to sit in your own reflection and thoughts of Noreen as we run a visual tribute for her.
I wanted you for life, you and me in the wind. I never thought there'd come a time that our story would end. It's hard to understand, but I guess I'll have to try. It's not easy to say goodbye. For all the joy we shared, all that time we had to spend. If I had one wish, I'd want forever back again, to look into your eyes and hold you when you cry. It's not easy to say goodbye. I remember all those great times we had. So many memories, some good, some bad. Yes, and through it all, those memories will last forever. There's peace in where you are. Maybe all I need to know. And if I listen to my heart, I'll hear your laughter once more. And so I have to say, I'm just glad you came my way. It's not easy to say goodbye.
For all those times you stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrong that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I found in you, I'll be forever thankful, baby. You're the one who held me up, never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe I'm everything I am because you loved me. Ooh, you gave were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believed I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, you were always there for me. The tender wind that carried me, light in the dark, shining your love into my life. You've been my inspiration through the lies you run through. My world is a better place because of you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my friend. Voice when I couldn't love when I couldn't speak. You saw the best there was in me. You gave me faith 'cause you believed I'm everything I am because you love me. My love, you saw the best there was in me. Believed I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, I'm everything I am because you loved me.
Pickle Dick, look up there and say Pickle Dick.
Pickle Dick.
The family would like me to mention that after the graveside service today, you're invited for refreshments at the Ulverston RSL Club. We will be taking Noreen to the Central Coast Memorial Park if you wish to follow up for the ending of the service. I'd like to read a poem chosen by the family. My time is done. My time here on earth is done. All the noise, the clamour, the joy and the pain, the powerful life force that drove me onwards has slipped away into the quiet of eternity. I am at peace. From now on, I will dance through your memories, thread thoughts of love through your heart. The pain of loss will gradually ease and the sadness will lift. The days will be lighter and the nights not so long, for I am still here. When you walk through this place, you will feel me in the gentle breeze on your face, in the sunlight of the window, in the murmur of the branches high above you. I am all around you. Here, under the sky of my birth, I have found my resting place. I have come home. We will now prepare to take Noreen to her final resting place. Please stand.
My love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. And time goes spread your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Yeah. Lonely riverside, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me.